Okay, good morning everyone. So today we are going to teach you guys about how to unwrap UV and what's the function of UV. So first things I'm going to using this default box as a reference model so that using this one we can know what's the function of UV map. Let's split the window into two different parts and let's go to editor type, switch to UV editor. And let's zoom in, take a look of this cube. Press Tab key, go to Edit mode, and once you go to Tab key, Edit mode, and if you select all the faces, you can see there is a map came out on the right side, and this is the UV map for this cube. Basically, UV map is just like you are going to unwrap the skin of his model and make that one become a flattened image. So with this flattened image, you can understand, for example, where is these faces. If you put them on this 2D image, where is the right side faces? Okay, so actually it was located here. So, but if you using this way, every time if you deselect the faces, you don't know where it is anymore on the 2D image base. So in order to keep the image right here, we have to click this button, UV Sync Selections. So with this one, the Q UV map will stay right here. So if you select this one, you will know, okay, so the phase 1, let's call this one phase 1, was located in the center of the UV map. And the phase 2 was located in the bottom of the faces of the image. So this one is just like a little coordinate. So with the UV map, you can draw some pattern, some image on this face. And through UV map, Blender will know where to put this image. It's not right here or here. It will be located right here. So with the UV map, we don't have to assign the material piece by piece or face by face. We're just using UV map and we can assign material, textures, color in specific phases. So that's the function of UV map. Okay, so let's try to do that. So for now, this is just for now it doesn't have UV map yet. So in order to create UV map, we need to have it has the coordinator, but we need to create a UV image. So let's go to here, new, create a new image, click here, and I will call this one cube image. And you can change the size of the map. Usually I would say 2K is quite enough, but for now, if your computer is powerful enough, you can use in 4K, even 8K. And I'm going to using UV grid and create. Once you finish, click OK, and it will come out like this. Okay, and you still can see here is the UV, but for now you didn't see anything because this UV map doesn't work at all. Before before we make this one work, we need to assign the UV material to the texture material to this cube. So let's split our window again and switch the editor type to shade editor. This is the default material. So let's give this one an image texture. Press Shift A and go to type in image textures right here. And rather than just using open up a new texture, we can just call out the UV map textures on the scroll down list right here. So I think the name of the UV map texture was cube image. And then link this one to base color. So it's supposed to show up. But for now we are under the solid mode. So let's switch to material preview. So as far as you can see, it came out. Okay. So if I scale down the faces, the UV faces, press S, you still can scale. It's always the same, using S, G, and R for scale, rotate, and move. So if you take a look, it become bigger. The size of the checker become bigger. That's because our face is small, it becomes smaller, so the checker become relatively bigger. And also, if I choose this one, You can scale down and press R for rotations. So let's take a look of the result. It becomes something diagonal pattern. So with the UV map, we can do scale, rotate, and move. We can also move as well. Press G and X. We can move the textures. So where it is? I think it's right here. Press G, you can move. Okay. So that's the functions and that's the meaning of UV map. Basically, U means horizontal, V means vertical in a non-planar coordinate world. Basically, it's for surface world. It's a coordinate for surface world. So with the UV map, we can do the pattern material operating in this way. Okay. So for now, I'm going to turn off this one, and maybe we can just delete, or yeah, I will just keep this one right here and press H for hiding. Let's create a new one. Press Shift A and create a monkey. And for this monkey, for the monkey model, if I press Tab key, and as far as you can see, yes, there is also a UV map for the monkey model. But not always like this, because some model, if you import some model from our internet or maybe from another software, usually they will miss their UV map, and we have to do that, create that by ourselves. So for example, let's mess up this UV map, okay? Let's try to do that again. Press U and you will come out something like this, and let's click this reset. And as far as you can see, all the UV map you see become quite weird. There's only two triangles, and I will click a new one, create a new UV map. This time I will call this one monkey head. And this time we change another texture, color grid. Okay, if for now it doesn't show up, that's because we didn't assign the material to this monkey. So let's click this one, go to material property, create a new, and I will call this one monkey. And go to Principled BSDF node editor, press Shift A again, image editor, image textures, and call out my monkey head. If you connect this one to here, you will see everything become crazy. It doesn't follow the grade system, and something becomes super small and something is not continuous at all. That's because the UV become weird. Let's do that again. Everything was overlapping and everything was merged together. So it's a bad UV map. In order to recreate a UV map, actually we need to do something. So first way to recreate a UV map, and that's the easiest way, but it doesn't always work. So let's go to press Tab key, select the face, and press U, and you can call out the UV mapping panel, and I will choose this one, Smart UV Project. Press OK, and you will automatically create a UV for you. And I will scale down this one, because there is still these two eyes and we haven't unwrapped the UV. So let's select them again, press L and press U, Smart UV Project, and it will come out like this. And I will scale down and move this one to the side. Usually, because in order to save space and in order to save, if you're using more UV map, it will take more resource for your laptop. So usually when we are working on UV map, we prefer to make this UV image full with the pattern, full with the unfolding in pattern. So it will save more space for you. And if you put so many things, if you leave so many space on this UV map, for example, for now here is empty and here is empty again, usually it's not that good at all. So actually we can do that again. We can select everything, L, press L for selection everything, and press U, Smart UV Map, and press OK. So for now everything looks fine because it automatically unwrap everything. So that's first way to unwrap the UV map. But actually, compared to the original UV map, you can see everything become a little bit crazy because sometimes some part actually they are symmetry, but for now, it become very fractal, and also there's no logic inside and really hard to recognize. So this kind of smart UV map, it will make your texture not continuous. For example, you don't know where to connect, so that you don't know if this one is a continuous pattern, you don't know where to continue. So that's the problem of smart UV map. So rather than using UV smart map, so usually if you are a professional CG artist, we will use it manually on UV wrap. So how can we do that? Actually, no matter you are using Maya or Blender, it's always the same. So let's go to Edge mode. Go to Edge mode and let's select the edge. For example, I think this part, the ear, is supposed to be one map. It's supposed to be one part. So let's select, hold on your Shift and Alt key. Sorry, not this one. Maybe select the border of the ear. This one. I will switch to solid mode so that you can see more clear. Something like this. And make this one continuous and become a loop. Actually, we can try to use in symmetry if it works, but I guess it doesn't. And we have to do the same thing for the other side. Not this one. Okay. So once you select these two loop edge, let's press U and call out this UV mapping panel and choosing this one mark scene. So this part will become a thick orange line, so which means you have cut off these two parts on UV map. So the next part I would say probably is more about, usually I prefer to cut in half, but not in the center of the face, because if you cut in the center of face, the same edge will be super clear. So I will maybe cut in this part. It's not very clear. And press U and mark scene. And also I think probably we can cut in this area. Let's take a look. Okay, and again press U, mark scene. So we have cut this head into half. For the rest part, I think we can just leave like this. So now let's go to face again, select all of them. Press L. And press U, Smart UV Project. So it's supposed to unwrap your face based on the mark scene. But still it doesn't look very good because probably some part is still using Smart UV Map and automatically make that part become fractal. So rather than that, let's delete all of them. Sorry, let's redo that again. Because we have marked the same edge of the ear, so actually we can press L for selection, this part, and press U for unwrap UV. So it becomes one map. Okay, press S and move this one out. I will just put this one right here temporarily. And for this one as well, press L and press U, unwrap. And move this one on the side and scale down. So these two things looks better than before because we can see each ear geometries. And we can, if we want to make this one similar, you can just press R for rotation. So you can see basically they are the same things. And for the head part, it's the same logic. Press L and press U, unwrap UV. I will put this one, press G and move this one on the side. For this one as well, press L and press U, unwrap. Press G, put this one here. And for the face, select all of them and press L to select all of them. Press U, unwrap. Press G again. For the eyes, basically, I think it doesn't matter actually. So let's just select all of them and press U. I think it will be fine. Hopefully, okay, it works. So it looks nice. So for now, as far as I can see, we can know, okay, this is the face. So select all of them. You can just select all of them and press L on R for rotation. Rotate this one in the right position. And press G for moving. Let's do some layout, okay? And this is the, I think this is the right side or left side. I'm not so sure. Let's try. So this is the right side. So let's move this one here and rotation R, G, and this one as well. Press L, G, scale up, and move this one here. And for the eyes, let's rotate a little bit. Press G and scale down. Okay, so select all of them, scale down and move all of them to this side. And you can adjust the size and proportion by yourself. Press S for scale down. Press G and move them here. Okay, so let's go back to material preview. It's much better because this one looks like, well, maybe not perfectly continuously, but at least for now you know, okay, this part for sure it was connected to that part. So you can try to make the texture become seamless. So that's the way we do the UV map in using a manual way. And usually it will be much more clean and much more beautiful compared to smart UV map. But sometimes if we are just going to do some, well, random stuff like the rock or maybe the wood, we don't have to do that one. We can just using a smart UV map. Press U, select your face, press U and choosing smart UV map. It will be easier. And if you are not so sure, you can just using a mark thing to mark the edge by yourself, and then using unwrap to unwrap that part. So that's another way for making UV map. Okay, so let's jump out and hide the monkey head. So finally, let's try to do another way for making the UV map. So for now, I have this cube, and let's press Tab key, go to the edit mode, and you will and let's create a new UV map right here. And I will call this one cube 3. Okay, so now we have the cube 3, and I want to redo the UV map, because for now I think this one is perfect, but actually we can try to apply multiple UV map on same object. So let's take a look. For example, like this one, and you can just press U and unwrap, and for now this map was right here, and you can press G and S for scale down. Okay, and you can create a new one, a new UV map, and press OK, and you can choose another face. Sorry, you can choose another face and press U again to do another UV map. Press G right here. Okay. So under your object, actually you can apply multiple UV map on that. So for now we only have this one, but actually we can create another UV map right here, and just and also right here to switch between different UV map. In order to make you see more clear, let's try to redo the UV. Select the face or select all the face, press U and choosing Smart UV map. Okay, so that's the UV map for the, let's say, the UV01. And if we switch back the UV map, so you can see the UV become different because that's two different UV map. Okay, so this way we can try to switch in between two multiple UV map. And the UV map is the way we apply different material. So for example, for this one you can use the first UV map to apply maybe wood or maybe metal, and for the second one maybe you can use this one for something like rock or maybe some rough textures. So that's the way we can switch in between UV map. Okay, so I think through this tutorial you can understand the basic of the UV map. And next part we are going to using our model and try to unwrap the UV map and do the texture pen. See you next time.